to our residents. Uh, If you have not registered yet with our village clerk, given the name and address, please do so. I will not ask you to give your address tonight because we are broadcasting live. But when you come to the podium, I will be asking for you to verify your first and last name that you are a resident of the village. And I'll read this as I normally do. Village of Cleves values community input, encourages participation. While we welcome past viewpoints, we ask all comments remain respectful and free of disruptive behavior. Our goal is to maintain a constructive and professional environment. Thank everybody for their cooperation. Who would like to speak first tonight? Hands up the board. If you want to go first, want me to volunteer you?
Yeah.
We can do paper, rock, scissors.
And Penny, make sure you get it on video, okay? Right here.
There's also another thing that, about the community stuff, and then another point about safety and roadways and accidents that I personally see every single day.
Go ahead and explain what you see.
I'm Dan Wimmer. I'm a resident of Village Cleves. I have been in the general Cleves area my whole life. The actual Village of Cleves for 8 years now. But I've been here definitely a long time. I don't live very far from the school. One of the safety things that I do see every single morning and every single afternoon is the roundabout. People don't ride by it. They will drive, they will stop on it. It ends up like it just gets very backed up, not only to 50, but down Cooper, to where people get frustrated. They fly past other people's cars. Kids have been hit. They're not going to pay attention. Doesn't matter how many times parents say, hey, look both ways for cars. I know I tell my kids, they still don't. Doesn't matter how many times I tell it. It does get very frustrating, especially like if I'm trying to get to work and I now have to go a completely different route than my normal route because 30 plus cars want to sit inside the roundabout or take them all away. I know that there's probably not a real way to address that, but that is a big safety problem just because we have a lot of people at road rage, a lot. I don't want to see any more accidents, especially like the one that happened at the light. We're gonna have happy that they put the turn signal light in because people don't. They really don't. In our community, there's a lot of people that just want to go, go, go. They want to think about themselves. They don't want to stop and think, hey, if I run this red light, what's gonna happen? My car is gonna be fine, but it could cause another.
Maybe not. If you're running a red light, maybe not.
Does the school have a resource officer that helps with any actual traffic or anything?
For after school, I don't see anybody. But for the morning, the very first crosswalk by Porter, they do have somebody standing there with a, sign. But at the upper part by Skyline and Bernie's, no, they don't have anybody down there. I did notice that, actually last night that we now have the flashing speed limit sign. I don't remember that being there. I did just recently notice that that's actually working and.
Are you talking about north and south Miami, or are you talking about?
Going down Cooper, going up to the roundabout there. It's kind of up really high, like probably above the semi-high, but it does say like, school speed limits up flashes. I don't remember that being there, so it is something new.
I think that's been there a while. It's on Cooper.
I don't remember it seeing it, but it's actually white now, so that's plus. Another reason why I'm here is to also talk about crime rates and just seeing what's going on in the village. I do live here for so long. My street in particular, I'm very close to with my neighbors. I typically know who has a friend over, who that friend is, which car is going to which house. It's just, I pay close attention. I work with EFA and TSA very closely with my job. So I have to watch out for everything. There's a lot of theft that goes on, and a lot of it's not being addressed.
It's being reported.
It does get reported, and then it kind of just gets left to its own devices. For instance, I had a mini bike stolen. I put a post out, another woman and her son reached out to me. The mini bike was returned within 24 hours.
But did you call the sheriff?
The day I called the sheriffs, they showed up, they went there, I gave them my video evidence, documented, like, hey, this is exactly what it looks like, this is, key point, this is a custom. I was able to find out the kid's address, the phone number, like, his name, everything. They didn't really,
I know you.
unfortunately, a lot of people know this kid. I guess he kind of made a name for himself as horse pirate. But with that being said, we did try to take action. We were advised that it probably wouldn't go anywhere by the police department because apparently other people have tried taking action, but he had problems. But it's not just that. We have a lot of homeless, even though I don't think they really touched on that very much. There's a lot of homeless camps along the road. There's a lot of people that's walking around with no shoes, no shirts, pretty much almost in underwear in some cases, or, pushing garbage bikes and stuff like that.
Well, it's a lot better than what it was. I mean, maybe you don't see it because
they use my street very often.
Yeah.
Very often.
They hang out in front of all the business, including yours, in the morning. First thing in the morning, around 7 o'clock, you see them hanging around all the business.
That's why I don't see it, but I'm not.
Exactly.
I'm just kidding.
That's what I mean. They are, I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not.
Right.
I'm just saying, from when I look at the village, when I first opened my shop 3 years ago to now, like, I've noticed a huge. So, I mean, it's still obviously an issue, but I think the trend is going in the right direction.
Like, I'm not gonna let my kids walk down the Merrileys. They're not allowed to, even though they are older, like my 13-year-old. No, I will not allow her. She has to go either with a big group of friends or an adult. I do let my older kids walk to school, but they are told there is a route. If they deviate from the route, it's not gonna be okay. Granted, my street is one of the more safer streets because I'm one of the youngest people on that whole street. We have a lot of older people that I look out for, especially my neighbor across the street. I meet up with him very often, make sure he's doing okay. The lady right behind me, she's not mobility, she can't move. So I come over, she calls me, I go help. I'm a lifeline. Even though I'm way quicker than the ambulance, I can actually get her up. But to the point, there's a lot of crime. There's definitely a lot of drug use. And I think having a way to properly address that, or just keeping all the ordinance actually abided, because there's a lot of guns that go off. I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's what sounds like a cannon that goes off every single night. I can't figure out where it's at. Some days it sounds like it comes from there, over there.
Scares you though.
I've grown used to it because it's gone on for so many years. But there's also random fireworks, like 1 or 2 fireworks a night that go off that there isn't really a reason. And I know the state of Ohio has one for family, unless it's a major holiday like 4th of July or Labor Day. You're not really supposed to be just setting them off willy-nilly. And just guns randomly going off.
Which I got a call on today, okay, right here on North Miami Street.
Yeah.
Complaining about that.
So I really wish that, when we had our regular police department, they helped a little bit better. They were able to pay attention. We actually knew the majority of them that came. With Hamilton County, I get a different person every single time. And then I have to re-explain the situation. For instance, I walk in and he recognized me. I knew a lot of the old cops when we had police. And it kind of gave me more of a peace, being like, okay, I know who's on duty tonight. If I have an incident, they're gonna actually be here to help. Versus with Hamilton County, I can make a phone call and be like, okay, well, it's been 5 hours. Who's gonna show up? You know, cause, the one time, last year when my mini bike got stolen again, the first time, it took them about 4 hours to respond. I think there is more pressing stuff, but at the same time, I think that if it is gonna take that long, especially with the amount of cars that sit out here, just let me know, like, hey, you know, we got a lot of stuff going on, it's probably going to be a little bit longer wait. Versus having to sit on my front porch going, okay, let me get stuck in somebody, and then I'm not getting more anxious and stuff like that. I just don't know if there's a way to better address all the ordinances and just trying to make everything safer.
Appreciate your comments. Any questions from council members?
If I ask what street? I live on the front part of North Bentley. Just, I mean, I guess it's split into. I'm right past the roundabout.
Any other questions from Michael? Thank you very much for coming. Anyone else?